Spring always exposes the truth that winter carefully hid under layers of restraint, pride, and silence. When the first warm wind touches the streets, when people begin to linger outside longer than necessary, when someone suddenly remembers a forgotten message or finds a reason to walk the same road twice, the stars quietly smile, because they know this is how hidden love begins to reveal itself. Not all feelings arrive loudly. Some loves are like thunderstorms, dramatic, bright, and impossible to ignore. But the deepest emotions often behave differently. They hide. They disguise themselves as indifference, sarcasm, or polite distance. Some people laugh instead of confessing. Some change the subject when the conversation becomes too sincere. Some pretend they are too busy, too logical, too independent for romance. But the truth is much more interesting. There are zodiac signs that feel everything twice as deeply as others, yet show it half as much. Their hearts burn quietly. They observe, analyze, wait for the perfect moment, sometimes for months. They replay conversations in their minds, remember the smallest gestures, and notice things no one else sees. They can walk beside the person they secretly adore and act as if nothing is happening while inside them entire galaxies of emotions are spinning. Why do they hide their feelings? Sometimes it is fear of rejection, sometimes pride. Sometimes they simply need time to trust what their heart is telling them. These signs do not fall in love easily, but when they do, their feelings become powerful, persistent, and almost impossible to extinguish. This spring, the planets create a special atmosphere. Venus moves through sensitive constellations, awakening courage where there used to be hesitation. Mars adds boldness to confessions that have been postponed for too long. And the gentle but persistent energy of the season itself encourages people to stop hiding what they truly feel. Because life is too short for silent love. For 7 zodiac signs, the spring will become a turning point. Someone will finally say the words they have rehearsed in their mind for months. Someone will show their feelings not through speeches but through actions that leave no doubt. Someone will realize that the person they tried so hard not to love has already become their entire world. You may notice it in their eyes first, in the way they look at you when they think you are not watching, in the unexpected kindness, the subtle jealousy, the sudden desire to spend time together for no practical reason. They will still pretend sometimes. Old habits disappear slowly, but the stars promise the mask will slip, the truth will appear, and when it does, it may change more than one life. These are the signs that hide their passion the longest and the ones who will finally let their hearts speak this spring. Scorpio. Scorpio is perhaps the greatest master of emotional secrecy in the zodiac. They feel everything with volcanic intensity, yet they guard their vulnerability like a treasure chest buried deep underground. A Scorpio in love may appear calm, mysterious, and even slightly detached, but inside them, emotions burn like a quiet fire that never goes out. Why do they hide their feelings? Because for Scorpio, love is never casual. It is transformation. To love someone means giving that person the power to hurt them, and Scorpio does not hand over that power easily. Instead, they observe, they test, they watch how you behave with others, how honest you are, whether your attention is genuine or temporary. They may tease you, challenge you, even pretend indifference, but every word you say stays in their memory. How can you recognize a Scorpio who is secretly in love? They become protective. They remember details about your life that even you forgot mentioning. They may appear jealous, but will disguise it as curiosity. And sometimes their intense gaze says more than any confession. March will be the month when Scorpio's restraint begins to crack. Venus awakens their romantic courage, and a surprising conversation may suddenly push them to reveal what they have been hiding. A late-night walk, an unexpected message, or a moment of emotional honesty could lead to a confession that feels almost inevitable. When Scorpio finally admits their feelings, the moment will be unforgettable. Because their love is never small, it is deep, loyal, and powerful enough to change both hearts forever. Capricorn. Capricorn often pretends that emotions are a distraction. They present themselves as practical, disciplined, and focused on goals. Love, they say, can wait. Responsibilities come first. But the truth is that Capricorn feels more deeply than most people imagine. They simply express it differently. For Capricorn, love must be reliable. They do not trust quick passion or impulsive confessions. They watch how a person behaves over time, whether they keep promises, whether they respect ambition and independence. Only after careful observation does Capricorn allow themselves to fall. And when they do, they rarely speak about it directly. Instead, They show their feelings through actions. They help solve problems. They give practical advice. They appear at exactly the moment when support is needed. Their affection hides behind responsibility and quiet loyalty. How do you know Capricorn is in love with you? They make time for you in their extremely busy schedule. They include you in their future plans. And they begin to reveal small pieces of their private world, something they do only with people they truly trust. This March, something unexpected may soften Capricorn's emotional defenses. A conversation that begins as casual may turn surprisingly sincere. A person they thought was only a friend may suddenly become impossible to ignore. Under the influence of spring's gentle courage, Capricorn may finally allow themselves to express what they have been feeling quietly for a long time. Their confession may not be dramatic, but it will be sincere, thoughtful, and deeply meaningful. And once Capricorn chooses someone with their heart, they rarely change that decision. Virgo. Virgo rarely rushes into love, and this is why many people believe they are emotionally distant. In reality, Virgo simply observes the world through a magnifying glass. Every word, every gesture, every inconsistency is carefully analyzed. They want to be sure that the feelings they see are real, not a beautiful illusion that will disappear tomorrow. Because of this, Virgo often hides their emotions behind logic. They may talk about work, daily routines, or practical plans instead of what is happening inside their heart. Even when they are deeply in love, they can behave as if everything is perfectly normal. But love always finds a way to reveal itself. A Virgo in love becomes quietly attentive. They remember your favorite coffee, the way you like your music, the little details of your day. They may correct you, give advice, help organize your life, and sometimes you will suddenly realize that no one has ever cared about your comfort so carefully. The difficulty for Virgo is vulnerability. They fear looking foolish if their feelings are not returned. But this March, the stars create a moment when Virgo will feel something stronger than fear: the desire for honesty. A small event may trigger this change: an unexpected compliment, a warm conversation, or the realization that someone important could walk away. If nothing is said, Virgo will not make a dramatic declaration, but their words will be sincere and unusually open. And once they step beyond their hesitation, love may begin to grow faster than they ever expected. Taurus. Taurus may appear calm and steady on the outside, but inside their heart beats with powerful passion. They simply do not reveal it quickly. Taurus believes that real feelings must grow slowly, like a strong tree that takes root deep in the earth before it reaches toward the sky. When Taurus falls in love, they become incredibly loyal, but they hide their emotions until they feel completely safe. They prefer to demonstrate affection through touch, comfort, and shared moments rather than through dramatic words. How can you recognize Taurus secretly in love? They begin creating small rituals with you: a favorite caf, a walk that becomes your tradition, a playlist they send late at night. These quiet gestures are their language of love. This spring, Taurus will feel an unusual warmth in their emotional life. March may bring a meeting that changes their usual rhythm. Someone who seems simply pleasant may suddenly become the person Taurus thinks about before falling asleep. At first, they will resist the feeling, trying to remain calm and rational. But the more they see this person, the harder it will be to hide the affection growing inside them. By the end of March, Taurus may express their love in the most natural way, through closeness, sincerity, and a surprising kiss that reveals everything they have been holding back. Aquarius. Aquarius often confuses people when it comes to love. They can be warm and distant in the same moment, deeply interested, yet mysteriously independent. This is because Aquarius experiences emotions through the mind first. They analyze their feelings before allowing themselves to fully experience them. Many Aquarians are afraid that love might limit their freedom. Because of this fear, they sometimes pretend they are less interested than they actually are. They joke, change the subject, or disappear for a while when things become emotionally intense. But when Aquarius truly falls in love, something beautiful happens. They begin sharing their thoughts, dreams, and unusual ideas with that person. Long conversations appear. Messages arrive at strange hours with philosophical reflections or unexpected humor. Slowly, almost invisibly, Aquarius lets someone into their inner universe. This March, the planets encourage Aquarius to stop overthinking their emotions. A friendship that felt comfortable and familiar may suddenly shift into something deeper. A simple moment, laughter during a walk, a shared secret, an accidental touch could awaken feelings that Aquarius can no longer ignore. At first, they may try to act casual, but eventually their natural honesty will break through. When Aquarius confesses love, it often sounds spontaneous and sincere, as if the truth simply escaped their lips. And once they admit what they feel, their affection becomes loyal, creative, and surprisingly romantic. Cancer. Cancer is often described as one of the most emotional signs of the zodiac, yet they can hide their deepest feelings better than almost anyone. The reason is simple. Their heart is extremely sensitive. Before opening it, Cancer needs to feel safe. When Cancer falls in love, they do not rush forward. Instead, they move carefully, observing whether the other person treats their emotions gently. They may appear friendly, supportive, and warm, but the true depth of their feelings remains hidden behind quiet smiles and thoughtful gestures. How can you recognize Cancer secretly in love? They start caring for you in subtle ways. They check whether you ate, whether you arrived home safely, whether something is troubling you. They remember emotional details about your life and often become the person who listens when no one else does. This spring, Cancer will feel a powerful emotional awakening. March brings an energy that encourages them to stop protecting their heart so tightly. A situation may arise where their feelings become impossible to hide. Perhaps a moment of jealousy, a sudden realization that someone else is paying attention to the person they love. That moment may push Cancer toward honesty. Their confession will be gentle rather than dramatic, but deeply sincere. And when Cancer finally reveals their love, it often creates a bond filled with warmth, devotion, and emotional intimacy that grows stronger with time. Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of love and beauty, yet they often hesitate when it comes to expressing their own feelings. Libra loves harmony and fears disrupting it. Sometimes they keep their emotions hidden simply to avoid making the situation complicated. They may smile, flirt lightly, and behave charmingly with many people, but their true affection is far more serious than it appears. When Libra is secretly in love, they pay special attention to one person, listening more carefully, noticing moods, trying to create moments of joy. The difficulty for Libra is choosing the right moment. They replay conversations in their head, wondering if a confession would change everything. But the stars suggest that this spring Libra will finally stop waiting for perfection. In March, a spontaneous moment could become the turning point. A shared joke, a romantic evening, or a simple conversation that suddenly becomes deeper than expected. Libra may feel a wave of courage they did not anticipate. Instead of hiding behind charm and politeness, they may reveal what has been quietly growing in their heart. And when Libra expresses their feelings sincerely, their love often feels magical, full of tenderness, beauty, and the promise of something lasting. This spring, the stars remind us of something simple and powerful. The most beautiful love stories often begin with feelings that were hidden for far too long. These 7 signs may pretend they are calm, independent, or uninterested, but behind the mask, their hearts are already burning with the desire to be close to someone special. And sometimes all it takes is one warm evening in March for everything to finally be revealed.